BRICS was set up to degenerate our dollar and take our dollar as the standard, take it off as the standard. And that's okay if they want to play that game, but I can play that game too. So anybody that's in BRICS is getting a 10% charge. BRICS is not, in my opinion, not a serious threat. But what they're trying to do is destroy the dollar so that another country can take over and be the standard. And we're not going to lose the standard at any time. If you have a smart president, you will never lose the standard. If you have a stupid president like the last one, you would lose the standard. You wouldn't have the dollar as you. And if we lost the world standard dollar, that would be like losing a war, a major world war. We would not be the same country any longer. We're not going to let that happen. The dollar, you ever hear the expression, dollar is king? The dollar is king. We're going to keep it that way, okay?
BRICS is the most organized global manifestation. And that's why it's important to take note of the annual meeting they just had in Rio and the fact that they are bigger than they have ever been before, that they're doing more trade with one another than they ever did before, that they're borrowing money and making investments in one another more than they ever did before. And all of that is happening outside of and out from under the control, the domination of the United States.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. As you see in the videos before, you have Donald Trump letting you know, okay, America's falling, man. America is falling. Okay. Russia, Iran, these other countries, China, North Korea, are forming their own currency with BRICS. They're forming their own alliance, okay, for trade, which is a huge deal. Okay, so you heard Trump say what he said, man. It's like losing a war. For Russia and Iran and China and them to pull this off, it's like America losing a world war. That's what Trump said, okay, because America is falling. That's why he's saying it that way. All right, now real quick, this is a tweet from Donald Trump, and it was on November 30th, 2024, and it has 113, almost 114 million views. Okay, so this is what he said about BRICS on this day. It reads, the idea that the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over. And he has over in all caps. We require a commitment from these countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency. Okay. So they're creating a new currency, all right, to move away from the dollar being the standard. Like you heard Trump say, okay, if they do this, we're not the standard anymore at all, which means America is finished. America is done. Okay, that's why Trump speaks about make America great again, make it great again, and these tariffs and tariffs this and this, that, trying to save a falling empire. Okay, Rome fell. It came back as America, and it's going to fall again, but this time it's going to fall for good. Okay, back to the tweet. It says countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency to replace the mighty U.S. dollar. Still proud, man. Okay. So they can't even do what they need to do for the best interest of their country, man. The nerve, man. All right. It says they will face 100% tariffs. Man, 100%? Come on, man. Sounds extreme, right? That sounds like a country that's falling and trying to hold on to dominance. Okay, but it's over. All right. It says, and should accept to say goodbye to selling into the wonderful U.S. economy, into Babylon. They can go find another sucker. There is no chance that the BRICS will replace the US dollar in the international trade, and any country that tries should wave goodbye to America. And again, that's what Saddam tried to do. He's dead. He went down after like a 40-year reign. That's what Libya, Gaddafi in Libya tried to do. He got destroyed, He was in power for like 40 years, et cetera, man. So that's why you seeing war. That's why you seeing things crank up. That's why you see America through Ukraine, on Russia's border. That's why you see him trying to go to war with Iran, because BRICS is forming an alliance that's going to do what? It's going to take out the dollar. It's going to weaken it so strong. All right. Like Trump said, America will never be the same again. And who is that going to hit? The average American. It's going to hit your pockets, your way of life, your way of living, your livelihood. Do you not see what's happening? All right. Now let's go to Revelations chapter 18. Let's start at verse 9, because it links with that. It says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, that golden cup, it drew the nations in. They've been making money off of America. Shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise any more. Right. So war is going to happen. It's already happening now. It's going to crank up more and more and more and more. That's why Russia, as you see in the video, that's why Russia did what? The biggest bombings that they have done since the war started. On Ukraine. Why do you think that's happening? Because you got US, backing Ukraine, using Ukraine as a proxy against Russia. We're already at war, man. If you're paying attention, we're already at war. That's what you're seeing. So when you go back to Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7, I read it again. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. So that golden cup, Babylon, drew in everybody. Why? Because of business, big business. But that same business, with US being the standard, being the world reserve currency, has caused what? Issues with these other nations. Because why? America has the dominance to do this, to do sanctions, to do all these things, to put things in their favor. Well, it's coming to an end. And that's what Trump is talking about. He's saying, man, if we don't do something, why you think Trump mentioned AI being an emergency? It is an emergency. Why? Because America is falling. BRICS is on the rise. So they're trying to be number one in AI to have an advantage. Because if everything is going to run by AI, the next age, then America needs to be number one, even though the economy is failing. They're going down. That's what's happening. So it's a huge deal. Like that other guy said on the video, what did he say? He said, America is finished. It is done. It's nothing you can do, man. Trump ain't gonna heal it. Terrorists ain't gonna heal it. No, only war is gonna happen. Because every time, like I said, a different country tried to do this, went down. The whole time they're trying to get out from under the dominance of the dollar. Because it's a wicked system. America just printing money, and then raging war around the earth, being the hammer of the whole earth, as the scriptures say. So there you go, man. Lord willing, I get more into it, but That's what's happening. So now you got Russia going harder on Ukraine because it's war. The U.S. is doing this to Russia through Ukraine as a proxy. They're doing it to Iran through Israel as proxy, right? All because of this. Because they know America's fallen and they're trying to save America and they're trying to intimidate, dropping bombs here on Iran, and we destroyed their nuclear facility and we're going to bomb more. And, you know, and there was audio that just came out. I know Apostle Tahar did a lesson on it. Okay. Of Trump saying, I think like 8 years ago, whenever he was president the first time, him saying that to Putin, if you invade Ukraine, we're going to bomb the shit out of you. And he told China, we're going to bomb the shit out of you. If you mess with Taiwan, we're going to bomb the shit out of you. So all these threats, all this bravado, and we're going to do this is intimidation, okay, of a country that's been a bully for years, all right? But when you read Joel 3, it talks about what? Let the weak say they're strong. They have nukes. This country got nukes now. Pakistan got nukes. North Korea got nukes. Okay, this is about power. This is all about power. That's how you know this is the end. Babylon is fallen, man. Get your mind together, man. Pay attention and watch. Okay, because we breaking it down for you to really catch on what's happening. All right, so that's all I got. I hope you were edified. I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to Yaakam out there that's doing the truth in sincerity. Shalom.
The American empire is over. We're done. We peaked about 12, 15 years ago, and we are on a down. And it's very hard for the American people, which I understand. I am one. It's hard to get your head around that. We've had a century of on the way up, which is a lot more fun than on the way down. But it does happen to every empire. We're only the latest. Look at the British, how far they've fallen. We're in that process. So the problem with the trickle down is, yeah, there might be more jobs, but they're going to be created in China. They're going to be created in Brazil. They're going to be created in India. They're not created here. We have the greatest level of corporate debt this country has ever seen, off the chart. The greatest level of personal debt, and we have the greatest level of government debt. Our government debt is now trillions of dollars greater than our annual output. That was not the case in the 20th century. It is the case now. What you're seeing is desperation politics. The whole Trump phenomena ought to say to you, wait a minute, these jerky moves that are out of whack, right? In recent days, we have seen the decision of the Trump administration to kiss the war in Ukraine goodbye. We're not doing that no more because we can't afford it. We can't keep funding a war, which, by the way, the West is losing, as anybody who pays attention knows. All of these things are signs of what? Of a country that is in trouble and is turning on its friends because it can to save itself. We're going to take over, we're going to get your energy for nothing. We're going to, make you build the wall, Hugh, in Mexico. Look what the genius in a way of Mr. Trump is that without understanding it, because clearly he doesn't, he feels in his own way, the way lots of people do, that there's something that necessitates going way beyond what has been done because our need as a society is beginning to show up.